Say again? Correct. The external auditory meatus or external acoustic meatus. And so what does that open into? Yeah, don't try this at home. Yeah, the external.
Not with a pipe cleaner.
Yeah, it's certainly not with a pipe cleaner. But it's not recommended, as you know, even with a Q-tip.
Yeah.
Although if you're extremely careful, you could do it, but you shouldn't press on the eardrum. It can be damaged. Yeah, the passageway going, extending immediately from the meatus is the external auditory canal. And in life, at the inner end of that was the eardrum. Okay, the tympanic membrane or tympanum. What is that? Depression. Yeah, the mandibular fossa. Okay, what articulates in there?
What is it?
The mandibular fossa.
Mandibular condyle.
That's right, the mandibular condyle goes in there. Okay. The mandibular fossa.
Is that the one that forms that jugular foramen or that foramen, whatever it was?
No, this is for the jaw joint.
Okay.
Now here's the underside of the temporal bone, the underside of the petrous temporal. And notice there's this depression right over there. See this depression over there? And then notice there's a large hole in front of that. Entry is that one. And then there's a small hole behind it. An intact temporal bone would have the styloid process sticking off over here, but that's broken off on the side. I have to show it to you in a special preparation. So what is this depression?
The jugular fossa?
Correct. That's the jugular fossa, which contributes to the jugular foramen. It's the temporal bone's contribution to the jugular foramen. And then, that's right there. Now, what is the large hole in front of that? Yes, it's the entrance foramen for the carotid canal. So the internal carotid artery extends up this way to the temporal bone, enters through that hole, and then comes out over there. And then that puts it into the foramen lacerum, which is only open above, though. Below, it's plugged by cartilage. And then it extends upward along the body of the sphenoid bone. See, that's the carotid canal. So this is simulating the pathway of the internal carotid artery, up from below into the carotid canal on the underside of the temporal bone. Then it comes out here, and then there's a groove on the sphenoid. Right here, called the carotid sulcus. And that goes up to the circle of Willis, which is peripheral to the pituitary gland. It encircles the pituitary gland. So after leaving the foramen lacerum, the internal carotid artery goes up that way, to the circle of Willis, also called the circulus arteriosus, also called the cephalic circle. Let's see what time it is. Now, it's 3:35, so we have plenty of time left. We're going to 3:50. The circle of Willis should not be confused with the circle of Willets. That's something else. That's spelled W-I-L-L-E-T-S. That's on the Taconic State Parkway. So, just wanted to make sure that
I
no one
took
got
that
those.
the other day.
And
I take that the
just wanted
other
to make sure that
day.
no one got those two confused, because it probably happens all the time.
Let me
Those
find
two
out your
are being
funny.
confused. Okay. Now, so that's the layout over here. So just note that there's a depression over there, which is the jugular fossa. And the hole in front of that, which is also a bigger hole, is the entrance to the carotid canal. And the hole behind that, there, if my fingers now, is the stylomastoid foramen, which is where the motor branches of the facial nerve come out to go to facial muscles and so on. Okay. So that hole is the stylomastoid foramen right over there. Now, let's do this. Not all these bones came from the same skull, but most of them, including these temporals and the occipital. So look at this. This is the jugular notch of the occipital. You see right over there, that's the jugular notch. And just I'm going to bend the pipe through that. then let's put the temporal on. You see it's an exact fit. See now, there's the jugular fossa, right there. So if I articulate the temporal with the occipital, see that? It makes the jugular foramen. That's the jugular foramen. So that's not in a bone, it's in between two bones. So it's bordered posteromedially by the jugular notch of the occipital and anterolaterally by the jugular fossa. See, here's the jugular fossa, here's the notch. If these are put together, see, they make a foramen, the jugular foramen. Okay. Now, I can also say, but wait, there's more. I mentioned this in the handout. Right in over here, see, this is the front opening to the carotid canal. Lateral to that, note that this is lateral to it, there's a passageway called the musculotubal canal, which is mentioned in the
This is
Aperture's
the
handout.
Can you show us that? Because that's not in the textbook.
Say again?
The musculotubular, whatever. it's
Yeah,
called.
this is the carotid canal, where the carotid canal opens anteriorly.
That's the sphenoid.
And then lateral to that over here
What are you talking about? He's holding.
is the musculotubal canal. So I'm going to take the plectator out. See that opening over there?
Yeah,
And the musculotubal canal is for the tendon of a muscle and for a tube. And the tube is the Eustachian tube, you know, going to the middle ear. And the muscle is a muscle called the tensor tympani, whose tendon goes into the middle ear cavity and attaches to the malleus and pulls on the malleus with tension on the eardrum. And it's the muscle tonus of the tensor tympani that makes the eardrum taut so they can vibrate properly.
The
So-
Eustachian tube, that's like right in the canal in the middle, right? Or towards.
Yeah, the Eustachian tube is the lower pass. This is actually partially divided by a partial shelf.
Okay.
And below the shelf is the Eustachian tube, and above it is the passageway for the tendon. Okay, they both go to the middle ear cavity.